entourage, and he's got a touchdown.
The impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State. Jalen Watts Jackson, and he scores on the last play of the game.
There, he's got it. End zone. Touchdown, Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
What's going on? What's going on?
What is good? It's Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time for the Football Frame of Mind podcast, weekly show, live show, whichever way you want to spin it. We are here, and it's Sunday, man. So before we get started, man, how you doing?
It's good, man. It's good. Football's officially over. We've had the NFL Combine over the weekend, which means we're one step closer to NFL free agency. And following free agency, we're going to get the draft. So a lot of really cool content there as well. But before you get started with that, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like the video, leave a comment. And once you subscribe, make sure if you're on YouTube to hit that bell notification so you never miss our weekly shows, any of our daily content like shorts or live streams as well. Make sure to follow us on all major social media platforms, as well as Twitch as well for live streaming. All audio platforms, if you're more of like an audio person driving to work, working out at the gym, stuff like that. And make sure to check out the Villains Media Network. Damn near a show every single day of the week, whether you're a football guy, wrestling, college sports, anything like that. Make sure to check them out.
Yeah, man, couldn't say it better myself, man. So, let's get started, man. Let's get started. All right. So, as Brandon mentioned, man, if you're not subscribed, don't be the 96% of people that just watch the content and just go on. Hit the subscribe button, man. Join our community. Join our family of people, football fanatics, man. Join it. Join it, man. This is way better than how it started. It was 99.9. So we getting up there, but hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. So, join in. So you ain't going to miss out on nothing. So let's get started with our college stuff, man, like we always do. So offseason storylines, man. Y'all know what it is. So the spring games are being canceled, man. Now, before we get into the whole thing, man, how do you feel about this? Because I personally feel like this is taking away childhood memories, seeing the incoming freshmen that sign, you get to see them early, not in a crazy game scenario, but at least in a game scenario to get you hyped for who's going to be playing, right? So I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I don't see why you would do that in the first place. My thing is like, yeah, the coaches are going to get to see these guys practice like year round. So once you come into spring, going into the summer and then in the fall. But I feel like you take away the spring game, you kind of take away that incentive. Like, yeah, you can see guys at practice, but for a spring game, they know a lot of the time it's going to be televised, as well as it's a really good place that, yeah, practice is one thing, but being able to be in the spring game is a really good opportunity for these guys to show out and to try to give coaches a really good impression before going into summer and fall ball and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it. I mean, I think it's a really, especially for the guys who are early enrollees and are on campus already come January, like that's a really good opportunity for those guys to get some film in early, as well as get some more experience, big games. It's not a big game scenario, but being able to be in a spring game, competing as starters, backup, stuff like that. Like now I feel like you kind of lose that. I feel like they kind of lose that edge. Like I'm pretty sure they'll still practice, but I just don't see the point in practicing in the spring and preparing if you're not going to culminate with a spring game, find out what you have going into summer, and then once you get a lot of those recruits in the summer, then you can kind of fill out your depth chart exactly how you want.
Man, I agree, man. I just think it's crazy. Now we got some comments here. What's up, Brent? What's good, Philip? Hope you're doing all right up there in Alaska, man. And we got college sports villain, man. And then we got
More.
of course, man. Of
Shout out to
course.
74 people watching right now.
Yes,
And
sir.
counting.
So as we get further into the show, so my thing is it's kind of a we talk about the flip side, right? So we both have a emotional attachment to the spring game, right? But I do agree with Matt Rule and his reasoning to cancel the Nebraska spring game because it's causing some issues in terms of keeping your players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like a free scouting event for transfer portal
Mm-hmm.
people to steal your players away,
Poaching.
right? Yeah, poaching exactly. So I personally think it's rough for the coaches now, but I mean, hell, Nick Saban's been doing that. So he did that for years, recruiting 365 days a year to the point where they had to say, "Hey, no, you need to take a break." So now it all comes full circle, and now everybody has to recruit year round because it almost feels like you have an exit meeting every end of the year just to keep your players,
Mm-hmm.
like the Cade Klubniks of the world, right? The what's the dude name from Georgia? I can't remember his name. He with Miami now.
You talking about Carson Beck?
Carson Beck, there we go, right? Those guys. You got to keep those guys, but then you got to keep your freshmen too. They just sign with you because they might say, "Well, I got a better opportunity." Jaden Rashada, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting paid, so I'm just gonna leave, right? So I kind of get what everybody was talking about, but I don't know, man. I'm used to having a spring game because even Alabama uh didn't cancel their spring game, but it's not televised like it used to be. So it's kind of like, well, damn, what the man? I was kind of getting excited to see Keelan Russell play a little bit, Um that's my whole thing. And I think as Andrew said, close the spring portal. Yeah, I agree. I think you should just have it one time a year, right? I think everybody's kind of under the same umbrella when they say um, you should have one transfer opportunity in between those first 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And then if you graduate, you should
You can
be
get a
granted
graduate.
another one.
You can
Yeah.
get a
So
graduate transfer.
yeah, so I think everybody's under that same thinking process, man. Of that's the best way to solve this problem because if you don't, everybody just gonna keep on leaving. Like it's a dude that just left USC. That's like his third school. So
I
I'm
mean,
like,
look at TJ Finley. He's like on team 4 or 5. He's gone
yeah,
again. He lit somewhere else. So it's like
yeah. So it's like, damn, what
you're
do we
gonna have to
do?
put a cap on it at some point. It's the same thing with NIL. It's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to put some kind of structure in place to regulate it because I mean, there's no. It's literally like NFL free agency twice a year. Like having more than one transfer portal period is a problem because it encourages like lack of loyalty and guys can just jump around when they want. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So that's where we kicked it off today. But like I said, I really do think that we're in for a crazy season because you can't just keep going like this. Like
Mm-mm.
because I think about it's not a basketball show, but Rick Pitino is one of the greatest basketball coaches in the history of the game. I mean, every school he's been with, he's won, right?
Yep.
He had a crazy interview, right? And it just blew my mind because he said that, oh, we're not recruiting high school athletes at all. Like, I get it, football is different than basketball, but he said, I'm not recruiting a high school player at all because he's like, I'm losing 2 or 3 NBA players, and a high school player just can't make up that impact.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then I went deeper down the rabbit hole and I found this thing of Cam Newton saying, look, it's an easier person to coach if they already know what their job is,
Well,
right?
yeah, not having to have a younger underclassman trying to figure out what their role is, getting guys who've already been in a different system, have the experience, can be an easier plug and play.
Yeah, man. So I was like, damn,
That
that's
is
true.
crazy though to think about. You don't really think
Yeah,
about it like that.
like yo, I'm not recruiting a high school player at all, like none, right? So imagine if people just went to the transfer portal to get guys every year and
Free
stop
agent.
recruit and then stop recruiting guys because it's like it's becoming, I guess, redundant. Like we're not gonna give you all of this access to get better than to transfer to LSU or Alabama, right? We're not gonna give you all of that, right? So we're just gonna call it a day and just recruit transfer portal guys, man. Cam Newton did say that the transfer portal is probably the most detrimental to the high school athlete right now because you're asking for money already and you ain't proved shit.
It's true.
Ain't proved nothing. But you are a highly touted prospect, man. But we've seen so many 5-star guys turn out to be nothing. So why would you get $4 million for a dude that's not even proven, right? So that's my whole thing. That's why I think a lot of schools are not doing this anymore because it's like one, look, our fans are going to be excited regardless, and it's like, yo, we not trying to give up no more players for free, basically.
Hmm.
So I kind of understand it, man, but it does suck though because like I don't know, I always like watching the spring games. So you can't
Yeah.
go to practice, so you might as
Gives
well
you it
get
gives
some.
you insight to see get an idea what's coming before summer and fall ball go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, you know what it is. It's time to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide, man.
Elephants.
Elephants, man. I don't know. Hey, look, man, don't judge me. I like Big Al. He's one of the best. He's one of the best mascots out there, bro. Imagine if we got a live one though. Oh boy,
Yeah.
Peter would be all over us, bro.
I don't see why they couldn't though. I mean, we got a tiger.
Yeah, man. But
That'd
I
be dope.
mean,
I would actually be okay with that. I actually like the idea of that, to be honest.
yeah, see, me too. But I'm like, look, if the if the elephant get out of hand, everybody getting trampled. If the
Man,
tiger gets
look, bro,
if the
it's hot.
tiger gets out of hand, you might lose a couple people, and then you just shoot the tiger, and then it's over with. It's gonna take a lot more bullets to take out an elephant,
You're gonna need a few tranquilizer darts, bro. But come
man.
on, bro. Alabama's already hot. Just get a big enough enclosure and put dude in there with whatever he needs. That'd be cool, bro. You ain't even gotta look. He ain't gotta come to the games, dude. You can just have him. this.
The circus did do it. The circus did do it. They did it, but they also got trampled too.
It's a cool
so
idea.
so I was just saying, but nonetheless, man, let's talk about this quarterback battle, man. It's sweeping the nation. This is almost like a fork in the road, man. Which one do you go with? Right? Because if you go with the 5-star freshman, right, both of them dudes probably gonna leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go with Ty Simpson, then you might be able to keep everybody, right? But you also got 6'6" Austin Mack, and he got something to say. So I'm leaning towards Ty Simpson because I've seen a little bit of him in a couple games already. I kind of like what I saw a little bit, but Austin Mack is 6'6", and you can't teach that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you got a 5-star freshman who's basically said, I am coming here to compete. But my thing is, you only got one football. and you only got a set number of reps for the first team. You gotta settle on somebody before the fall comes around
Yeah.
because you can't just go into the game, the first game of the year, and be like, "Oh well, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna start Blake Barnett, right? Or I'm gonna start Jalen Hurts because that was a crazy quarterback battle too going into Jalen Hurts' first season. So it's like, oh man, you saw the difference in that quarterback battle though. Like Blake Barnett just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready at all. Jalen Hurts just looked like he fit what we was trying to do. He was growing as a passer and turned out that he's actually developed into a pretty good passer as well. But he was growing into a passer and he gave you that extra oomph in the run game, right? So you gotta keep your eyes on him because he'll take off and run on you, right? But Blake Barnett just wasn't ready, man. That first game against USC, I think it was 2016. We just came off the championship, and it's like, damn. So he just thrust in there. And then Nick Saban was like, I don't know. I don't know who the starting quarterback's gonna be. We just gonna see what happens, man. And history is after that, right? Blake Barnett ends up transferring to I want to say Arizona State. And then he didn't start there. And then he goes to USF and doesn't start there. And then after that, his career's over. And then you look at Jalen Hurts, right? He had to do the transfer thing too, even though people say he's Oklahoma's quarterback, but that's not really true. He went there to get drafted. He graduated from Alabama. Y'all need to chill out with that. Okay. That's like saying Joe Burrow is Ohio State. He went there for a minute, but he ain't from Ohio State. He's from LSU, right? Like, so I don't get all in that. But I will say if he ended up winning the Heisman that year, I would have had to just say, all right, man. All right. all right. All right, Jalen. You Oklahoma now, dog. Because we had to split duties. Because that's pretty damn good if you win a Heisman. He was like he was like number 2 in the Heisman that year too. So yeah, I don't know about AJ Swan, dog.
He just won going Pacone. I forgot what he even went.
He probably went back to Vanderbilt.
No, not ain't what Chris saying.
Nah, Chris like, yo, I don't want him back. So,
But
nah, man, I'm kind of. He said
App
App
State.
State. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. You're gonna sling the ball around, that's for sure. So, who knows?
I would lean towards Simpson though. I'm not pushing a 5-star out there if I don't have to. I think either one of the other guys are a better option. I wouldn't thrust a 5. I would thrust a 5-star guy out there if I felt like the other two guys weren't capable at all. But I like Simpson's skill set in his game. I think you need to let him get a shot. It's not like you don't have fallback options. So
Yeah, see, that's where I'm kind of thinking as well, because he's one of those dudes that waited his turn. So I could see a season like Mac Jones with him, because Mac Jones waited his turn, and it turned out to be a national championship year. So, COVID or not, it still counts. So that's the kind of year I can see, and then I see for Austin Mack, he might wait a minute. He might leave.
what classification is he? Like a sophomore, junior?
I think he's a red shirt
Sophomore, maybe.
sophomore, because he ain't play that much last season.
If he transfer from Washington, he's either got to be a junior or a redshirt sophomore. I feel like.
Yeah, so I don't know. I honestly don't know what he is, but I do think he might leave, and then that leaves you with 5-star guy, Keelan Russell. So I don't know, but if it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be fun, man. Either way. So let's get into this. Let's get into this next thing, man. So I'm excited to see what's next. So we gotta do our recruiting, man. So these are your top 5 edge rushers of the 2025 class, man. So who jumps off the page for you?
Let's see. Let me get this a little close in. And we're at edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the guy from either Auburn or Miami. I like the height, and I like that they're not too like weighty. Like they don't weigh too much. Like the guy from Auburn, 6'6", 235. Like got great height and not too much weight to where you can't be shifty and move around fast. I like my edge to have height and be bulky. Like not bulky, but like more jacked and have more weight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. I like dude from Texas, Lance Jackson. I like him.
270.
Like, yeah, like dude, that's college ready already. You don't have to do much more than that. He gonna play probably the first game of the year. And then with him being 270 already, he might be able to hold 290 on him. And then, then you can kind of mix and match in terms of 300 pounds or whatever. But to be 6'5", 270 as a freshman is pretty damn good, in my opinion. So you got yourself a plug and play player already. So that's what I'm looking at. So, but shout out to Auburn, man, doing their thing as far as recruiting in state. They've been
Yeah.
killing us. And
Prayers for Hugh Freeze too. Got
yeah,
prostate cancer.
I personally think they might get us this year.
Auburn's doing good in recruiting. The transfer portal, they've done really well too. And you never know, Jackson Arnold getting a fresh situation. He might have a point to prove this year.
Yeah, I think they might get us this year, man. Either this year or next year, they might get us because they've been recruiting pretty good.
Yeah, prayers for Hugh Freeze.
Is he sick or something?
He has cancer.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
It doesn't look like it's going to be that serious, but still, it's going to kind of limit what he's able to do.
Oh, damn, I feel like he just got better, like not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, prayers to Hugh Freeze, man. But like I said, man, Auburn has been recruiting, man, for real.
He's been putting in work. They've been doing a really good job.
So yeah, last season sucked because they have no quarterback.
Thorne.
I mean, they was horrible. So it should be interesting.
Hey, bro, they beat A&M in like double or triple overtime. That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma too after like losing all game. They snatched it at the end. And then we had a chance to go to the SEC title game, and then we just decided not to show up in Norman.
Why would you do that?
Like they just made Oklahoma look like a national championship contender.
Yeah, you didn't know?
That was horrible, man.
Shout out to 112 people watching, by the way. That's really good. We're only 25 minutes in.
Yeah, man. Getting them viewership, man. We appreciate it. But let's get into our high school player profile, man. So this was a fun one to watch, man. Now I remember last week you was like, "Hey, man, let's find somebody from our high school to spotlight." I got you on that for next week's show. But this week,
I see the comp, and I want to hear about this guy.
Okay, I knew you would like that. I told you you would. So, all right. So Aiden Bliss is like awesome, dog. Like I don't know who or what competition he was playing against, right? But he was like a man child out there. He was just running over everybody. Arm tackles weren't going to work on him. None of that. So, but his defensive highlights were just as good as his offensive highlights. And actually, I think his defensive highlights were better. I think he projects as a linebacker more so than he does as a running back, in my opinion. Coverage skills was crazy. He was fighting through the trash, making tackles in the backfield, all kind of stuff, man. Intercepting passes, like yo, he was just playing coverage, just one hand, the ball right here, like bro. So yeah. So as you see, he's one of the top rushers last season with 3,000. Probably one of the best players in Pennsylvania. So Penn State should be on his list, or they should be on
Does he have
his.
any offers?
I ain't see none. It didn't show up on 24/7,
Well, I
or
don't
it
know.
ain't.
They can start offering as when they're a junior, correct? I mean, that's how it used to be.
No, they can offer as freshmen.
Yeah, but not like hard offers though. I know you can get letters and everything as like an underclassman, but I mean,
Yeah, you can get offered, dog. You can get offered. I
yeah,
mean,
you
shoot.
just can't commit until you're at least a junior.
Yeah, so you got the offers down packed already. So I didn't see none on. I didn't even see him on 24/7 Sports, which is absolutely crazy, right? But nonetheless, I think he can project at least 230 when he finishes college, which makes him a pretty good running back and a pretty good linebacker too. So my NFL comp, right? Jacob Hester came to mind, right? Because I could easily say he's one of these burly big dudes, right? But he's not. But his run style is similar to Jacob Hester. Like if you take his speed down like maybe 2 notches, you get this guy, right? You can always get faster, man. So it's not that
That's
crazy.
more physical. Can run through the tackles and run through.
Yeah, he's a physical running back, man. Like, dude, nice. But when I watched his defensive highlights, I was thinking Ben Bullware from Clemson. Like he was out there just chasing the ball. He was a madman out there. Like I said, fighting through the trash, extending his arms to fight off the linemen and just make a bunch of tackles, man. You see, he got 111, right? So that's doing double dose. So imagine if he just played one side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He'd have almost 200 if you think about it, because he's always in the backfield. So, but that's definitely he's definitely gonna be a good player. I want to see where he goes because in today's era, it's tough to figure out who getting offers and who not. You know, because dude we had last week and going to Navy, so he already done signed. He would Navy, so he already an officer or whatever, at least on that track. So, but it should be interesting, man. I really want to see this guy where he goes, man, because he could do both sides. I don't know how it's gonna work because he's so good at running, but he's so good at defense too.
And that's two physical positions too. It's not like Hunter
Yeah,
playing corner and receiver. You're playing running back, running through the freaking tackles. Then you're playing linebacker, having to be extra physical, having to make plays. I mean, it's plausible. I just don't know how plausible it is.
yeah, man.
Especially, he needs to put the weight on too, because 205 is not bad. But if you're going to be at the college level, you need to put at least another 20, 25 pounds on, I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because you put 205, that's more of a better running back than middle linebacker, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's fast enough to really transfer to safety. I don't think he's fast enough for that. You know, now he
Well, if he
could
going to
be.
play backer, he definitely going to have to bulk up.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We'll see. You know, Penn State was linebacker U for a long time, and they had some good dudes that weren't that big. You know, obviously LeVar Arrington was an animal, right? But we're not talking about him. We talk about Paul Lusney, Dan Connor, right? Not the tallest guys, but boy, they could show tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, if he can do that, might be pretty good, man. So, but that's a high school profile. Aiden Bliss, if you see this, man, we looking to see what you do at the next level. So, shout out to Aiden Bliss, man. All right. Let's get into some NFL stuff, man. You're gonna like this when I set this up, man. Oh, I paused it. My bad. All right, so I had to get some people's comments in here because they was out here wilding. So I posed a question, right? Because Shamar Stewart blew up the combine and basically went into the top 10 of the draft with his performance. So I posed a question, right? Well, more a statement, right? So the combine is useless, right? But the dude just went from being a late first round, early second to being top 10. It can't be useless, right? So some people have some things to say. So right. So Kyle Ray says useless, not over useless, no, but overvalue, yes, right? So Wallace said it's not useless. It gives guys like my man, he was typing too fast. but I get what he's saying. It gives people a chance to look at different guys, right? And then I want to say,
I can read it.
yeah, C Rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't see.
Searson or something. It looks like Searson. Says what? It says, dare you to list the college prospects that showed the potential before the combine, then ended up looking like trash after the combine. What am I getting at? Simple. The combine doesn't just work one way for prospects. Also, a large number of current NFL players skipped the combine back in their day. Yes, the combine is useless.
My bad. Hold up.
You go.
Get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here. Nobody laughing at you. Get out of here. Scream. Get out. All right, we back.
But,
My bad.
I wouldn't say it's useless though, man, because I feel like it's a double-edged sword. You get guys that go to the combine, it can either really help you or really hurt you. You could be let's look at that like this. Like Will Howard, for instance, was projected to maybe be the third best quarterback, fourth best, like lowest. He goes in, his combine was not that great. You got guys like Jackson Dart, who was in that conversation, had a great Senior Bowl, comes into the NFL combine and lights it up. And now he's projected to maybe be the second best quarterback. And then you got guys like Jalen Milroe where it's kind of like, you just don't know. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's useless. I mean, it really gives NFL teams and freaking scouts, since they're so damn lazy, it gives scouts at least a last chance to freaking get a sense of like where guys are at, or at least what their skill set's going to look like going into the next level. I don't think it's bad at all because, I mean, you can either see the best of somebody or the worst. And the other good thing is just because somebody's a bad combine doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have a bad career. It really just depends. But I think it does a lot more good than bad. Useless is insane. To say that the combine's useless, that's dumb. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that's why that was my rebuttal to dude. I was like, yo, useless. That's crazy because then he brought up Tom Brady. Tom Brady wasn't a workout warrior. The combine was useless for him because his skill set wasn't based off athleticism. So any test that you put him in wouldn't necessarily be that good anyway.
But that's why you have film. That's why you have film to lean back on with that.
Yeah, you got film, and then the meetings you got. You obviously gonna put
IQ
him through.
test.
Yeah, you obviously gonna look at more his intellect than his athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
The combine to me should be used for the positions that acquire athleticism, right?
And I think people are just looking at it from the drills and stuff, but the combine is so much more than that. Like you were saying, like from the meetings to the individual workouts, the drills, the IQ test is really important. Like there's a bunch of things that teams look at. It's not simply just what you see on TV.
Yeah, man. I personally think it's you either confirming your stance on people you want to draft or looking at other people you want to draft, right? So if you go in here and say, well, I want to meet with Shador, right? He's not throwing. I want to meet with him. Let's see what his mindset is, right? Now, personally, I think Shador in this particular situation should have thrown. because we know what your tape gonna look like when you run. You're not that fast.
Well, you already know what you're gonna see on his pro day too. Like his pro day, he's throwing to people he knows. The NFL Combine is cool because you're throwing with guys that you don't play with at all.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a better look than throwing to guys you already know. Like you're
Exactly.
comfortable. Like
Exactly.
I feel like if you can find a guy, I like when Cam Newton threw because it was still like open. Like nobody knew he was going number one still because there was other people that could have went number one as well. But when he threw, it was like, yo, he got some arm talent and he was dropping it in the bucket. I get it. They in shorts and t-shirts and things like that, so it's not the same. But the fact that he was willing to take every chance he got to show that he was worth the number one pick, I think it worked out for him. And at the end of the day, because there was a lot of people that didn't do it. So, like I said, I like when the top guys do it because
Pro days are cool, but the NFL Combine just gives you a lot more to go off of.
yeah, because pro days feel like they don't even televise pro days like that.
No, you just catch the highlights on sports.
Yeah, it's like when Johnny Manziel showed up to his pro day wearing like helmet and shoulder pads and stuff like that. Like that was cool, but his hands were still little, bro. His hands were still little, bro. Speaking of hands, man, and no shot at Manziel because he actually was pretty good. He just went to a horrible situation in Cleveland. That was bad. When Brandon Hoyer is the starter, right?
Oh yeah,
And
they didn't
then
have the greatest relationship either.
yeah, and I'm like, yo, like you got this albatross of a player, and you start Brandon Hoyer. And what made matters worse is that Brandon Hoyer was playing pretty damn good.
Did you hear about the conversations that they would have between those two?
Uh-uh.
So Brian Hoyer obviously is coming from a system in New England where he's the backup, goes to Cleveland, is trying to compete for a starting spot. But Cleveland goes ahead and they draft Johnny, and they're sitting there in the meeting rooms and they're watching film. And Johnny's obviously a rookie asking questions. And Hoyer's just kind of like, nah, you can fuck off. Like, I'm not answering any questions. I'm here to compete. I'm just like, I get that. But, like, the dude's young. He's just trying to pick your brain. Like, look, dude, they drafted him high in the draft anyway. You know he's going to get to play at some point anyway. So, I mean, there's no point in you being like that. Like, I feel like just even if you're competing for a spot, I think you still need to try at least be a good teammate. He's just asking questions, and I don't know. But it was crazy because he's like, dude, he said after that happened a few times, he shut down because he's like, dude, I'm just trying to get insight to learn and get better and and he's just like, it turned him off. And I don't think it helped the already unstable situation that he was in, especially with the organization as well.
Well, it happens a lot more than you think, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The old wily veteran doesn't want to give up the mantle to the young guy, but truth of the matter is it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it's Joe Montana, Steve Young, right? Steve Young came in there and he was just as good as Joe in some respects, man. In fact, he could run too. Joe couldn't really scoot like that.
Remember what happened with Favre? Remember what happened with Favre and Rodgers?
Yeah, man.
Favre wasn't having that at all.
Favre wasn't fucking with him at all.
And Rodgers is like, he's like, man, I just feel like him and the other backup, they're all cool. And he's like, I just feel like the odd man out. So he's like, I would just try to pay attention to everything he do and just be very observant of like how he would react and do in certain situations.
Yeah, like it was all bad, man.
Oh, he
like,
wasn't having it. Favre was like, nah.
Nah, bro. I ain't gonna tell you shit.
But I mean, but that's not bad in the situation because Favre, yeah, he had success, but the Packers should have won more Super Bowls in that time period, like in the early to mid 2000s. But Favre was just turning the ball over too much in crucial situations. I think like the year prior to that, they won the NFC title game, and they should have went to the Super Bowl, and he was just freaking throwing the ball Hail Mary crazy. Like, obviously, he's a gunslinger, but like the team's gonna start to look for something when you haven't had as much success, and you're putting the team in situations where y'all are losing too much.
Yeah, man. And then Aaron Rodgers just got one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the same scenario, right? So you're
Mm-hmm.
hoping that Jordan Love can get you at least one because that's all you got, and
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers really has only been the one. That's it.
He's only been the one. Never made it any further again. Made it to a bunch
Yeah,
of NFC title games, but never back to the
yeah,
Super Bowl more than once. Same situation
yeah.
as
So
Breeze, one and done.
yeah, but I mean, Brett Favre cost himself a couple Super Bowls,
Oh
man.
no, they had them.
Look at the
Mhm.
one. Look at when he was with the Vikings and y'all played them.
Yeah, his costly throw at the end of that game, he threw it across his body, which gave the Saints the ball back and the opportunity to end up winning the game at the end. So I mean, that's a prime example of why Green Bay drafted Rodgers, because they were tired
Yeah,
of having a really good team and just not being able to get over the hump because Favre was always turning the ball over.
they did the same thing with Rodgers too. It's like, man, look, it's cool to win MVP, but we want some chips, and
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't getting it done, man. So, but just wanted to touch on those comments, man. Shout out to y'all for the feedback, man. So we kind of got into that. So let's talk about some standouts from the NFL Combine. This isn't updated with today's 40s and things like that. So this is mainly defensive linemen, defensive backs, and tight ends. So just some standouts that I saw during like the first couple days. Um,
I
but
like it 40
Shamar,
time.
yeah, Shamar Stewart is top 10, man, maybe even top 5. So I think he could be like what's the dude for the Falcons that was good for like a year?
Are you talking
Uh
about Vic Beasley?
Big Beasley, bro. Like he could be that good. Impact fast. Now I think he could be good longer
Stewart, he
because
plays on the edge.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really good. I like the height. I like the weight and the fact that he's running pretty much a 4.5 40. That you want that, having that weight coming
40
off the
inch
edge.
vertical is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Good broad jump.
His hands are big too, man. He just chop down on offensive line's
Got them
hands.
Hakeem Nick's hands.
Yeah, man, he's good, man. So that's one standout, man. I thought he's good, but everybody said that. But another standout for me, man, is CJ West. So he's gonna if you're in a 3-4 scheme, he could play um your defensive end, be a big defensive end, or he could be your nose tackle. Either way, you got a stud here,
I
man.
love his weight. He doesn't have to be that tall, but 316 and still running like almost a 4.9 40 is not bad. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
what you need, a big guy to clog up the middle and just disrupt like the center. Like that's what you want.
Yeah, man. And the fact that Indiana was actually pretty good this season, he got a lot of tape. So,
Mm-hmm. A lot of televised games, ways to get noticed.
yeah, so I don't know if he's going to be a first rounder, but I definitely see second round. No, he ain't slipping past the second round. Because
Mm-hmm.
a defensive lineman this big with this kind of movement, yeah, you need a guy like that. So, the next one was interesting. So, I
Oh
want to
yeah,
say,
he's a freaking All American.
yeah, but he blew up the combine. You see what I said? The real
43
USC.
vertical,
You see that? The real
438
USC.
40, 6'3", 220, and running a 4.3 40 is great.
See, he went to the real USC.
That's one of the better 40 times they had too.
Yeah. Yep. You see that? The real USC.
I'm pretty sure Andrew can appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I know you appreciate that, man. The real USC, man. But yeah, man, I think the 6'3", the 220 is
Mm-hmm.
crazy, right? There's a lot he can do. There's a lot of places he can play. Um, I don't know if you put him on the outside as a corner. I think his value is at safety, being a rover type extra linebacker, right? attacking the line of scrimmage, man, making plays in the secondary. Like he's gonna be good, regardless of where he goes, man. So I think he's gonna be good, man. Let's see. Let's talk about your boy Mason Taylor, man. Good pedigree, dad, defensive player of the year, NFL Hall of Famer. So you already know what it is. This guy pretty good, man. Obviously, I think he might be the third or fourth tight end off of the board, with Tyler Warren and then Loveland going the first two. But he's got a chance to be that third guy, man. So the 40 time was crazy. The 40-inch vertical was insane. Like he's got some big hands, man.
Got good
And
hands too.
yeah, and he got some weight on him too. So you're not trying to turn him from receiver to tight end. He's already a tight end. So he can help you in the run game. He's gonna help you in the pass game. And the fact that he got some weight on him, he's gonna be able to knock some heads out there, you know. So I'm excited to see what he can do, man. You see, I had to put the picture of him to score against Alabama, but the body control on that play was crazy. Caught the ball and then instantly just turned into the end zone. So the fact that he has that kind of athleticism, man, it's not surprising. His dad's crazy athletic
Jason
anyway.
Taylor was him, bro.
Yeah, so not surprising, but yeah, definitely good there, man. So, but that's pretty much the standouts that I saw, man. That should be it, man. All right, so let's get into it, man. We're keeping our off-season thing going, man. So, I'll take the Raiders and the Broncos, and you take the Chiefs and the Chargers, man.
Gross.
But
Gross.
but off-season moves for these teams that are non-negotiable.
Well, the Chiefs are gonna lose some key
Everything.
pieces, but they you need to be the Chiefs definitely they need another receiver. You need to get another experienced guy in there. I've seen rumors of them trying to target Metcalf or Stephon Diggs. I think that would be a really good move. You need to be looking at another running back because you don't know what Pacheco's going to be like. If you can maybe draft a guy, there's good backs in the draft. But I think the biggest thing for me is you need another weapon for Mahomes. Travis Kelce's probably going to be going into his last year, especially going into an AFC West that's going to be tougher already. You need an established guy that can really take the weight off of Mahomes and make things easier. The Chargers, it's a similar thing. I think he could benefit from having another good receiver, but you need to be looking at getting a guy in free agency to replace Khalil Mack because he's going to be walking. That's another really big piece you can't afford to lose. And I think their biggest thing is just going to be getting better depth going forward. Somebody needs to work with Justin Herbert on these high-pressure situations because, man, he cannot handle playoff pressure at all. And that is not good, especially you lock into him for another. He just got a freaking extension. So I think if I'm the Chargers, I'm doing everything in my power to make things easier, whether that's more offensive line help, getting more weapons at receiver. And like I said, trying to shore up ends on that defense, filling in that spot that Khalil Mack's going to be leaving. I think it's just going to be filling in depth and just getting more weapons for Herbert. You want to make things as easy as possible for your quarterback, especially if you're looking at competing to get in the playoffs every year.
I agree. So if we talk about the Raiders, their non-negotiable move is quarterback.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end-all, be-all. You either need to draft one and develop one, but not reach for one, or you need to sign one. So Sam Darnold, somebody. You need a quarterback, man. Somebody that's gonna make a difference because Brock Bowers just had 100 catches for over 1,000 yards
With no good quarterback.
He did that with a bad quarterback, bro. No disrespect to Aiden McConnell, man, but you ain't gonna win with that. You gotta get you a real quarterback, somebody that's gonna affect winning every day. So you gotta do what it do. Now, if you're the Broncos, man, how do we build on last season? What do we need to really get over the hump? Because we made the playoffs, so only what the other two teams in there, the Raiders didn't do it. The Chargers did, and the Chiefs did. So
Yep.
we already at the dance. What we need to really take over this division like we used to do, what do you need to do? And I personally think uh, they might need another running back, man. I think another one will help. The
Yeah,
defense is pretty
Williams can't
good.
stay healthy. Javonte Williams can't stay healthy.
Yeah, so I think a running back will help them. I also think, man, if you got a chance to get another defensive end like Shamar Stewart, that would be fun because the defense was playing good and Benito is really good. So
I
I
think he
think
needs another. I think he needs another weapon too. Because Sutton had a really good year, Knicks, but I think they could benefit from maybe another. Whether you draft a guy or get another veteran to come and help.
yeah. So that's those non-negotiables for the AFC West, man. But it's time for our next installment of the tier list. So let me
I like
get.
that we're doing this now. I can't wait
Oh
for do
yeah,
mock. I can't wait till we do that mock draft stuff. That's gonna be freaking fun.
yeah, most
We could do a
definitely.
new one every week. Now I want to see these captions that you were hinting at. Let's see. So we got head coaches. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see what these are. So we got ice cream man. We got full-time job. Turn the heat down. Microwave too long. I like that one. Fresh meat in fifth year. That's
All right.
good. That's good. I
Yeah.
like
So look, Ice Cream Man is seasonal. You know he gonna be there. You know he gonna be ready to hand out them creamsicles, popsicles, whatever. His job is safe as long
that.
as he's got the shit. You good, right? Full time job. You safe. Ain't nobody. You ain't in no danger. Probably just made the playoffs. You good. Turn the heat down, man. It's getting hot in here, man. What we gonna do, right? Microwave too long. Your job is cooked. You either you done, you done. Now fresh meat is your new coaches, and then your fifth year senior is new jobs for old coaches. So
Okay.
fifth year senior. So
Let's go.
so we're
Who's
gonna
first
start
today?
off. We're gonna start off with the newbies. So I'm trying to see. So fresh meat, Ben Johnson, fresh meat, Kellen
Kellen
Moore,
Moore,
fresh meat,
Aaron
Aaron
Glenn.
Glenn.
Oh, don't forget about Duval.
I'm trying to
Look,
see.
right there. He next to the Colts coach, Liam Cohen.
Oh,
Next
right.
to Andy Reid, Big Red.
There we go.
Oh,
And
Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer's right there next to Sean Payton.
yeah, he didn't have a head coaching job before, did he?
No, this is his first head coaching job.
And
You
then
got there's somebody else. I know there's somebody else. Hold on. Packers, Lions, Broncos, Browns. No, Zach Taylor. Panthers coach was there this year. Ravens. Who is the guy down there? Oh no, that's Callahan. No, that's it. I
yeah,
think
that's
I
it.
feel like there was somebody else. Maybe I'm tripping, but I guess not. No, Vrabel, all the way to the right.
Nah, but
Mike
Weber
Vrabel.
was a fifth year senior, man.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
never
he
been
was
a head
fifth.
coach though.
Huh?
He's never been a head coach though. Oh yeah, he has with Tennessee.
Yeah,
He's
with
with.
the Titans.
I forgot.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
a fifth year senior. And then we got another fifth year senior in here. Well,
Dan Quinn.
6 year senior.
Oh no, he's about 10th year senior. Pete
Yeah.
Carroll's been around since
Yeah,
the
Pete
freaking
Carroll.
80s.
Pete Carroll been around too damn long. That's what it is, man.
I love him and I like him in Vegas though. I kind of really like that he got that job. I
Yeah,
really
that's why
like
I'm
that.
saying he need a quarterback, bro. That's it.
I think I know we're getting off topic, but I like him in Vegas because the Raiders, I feel like their mentalities are we have something to prove. Pete Carroll sat out a year after being pretty much mutually parted ways in Seattle. He's got something to prove. So if he can go out and get his guy, like I want to see them make the playoffs. That would be the NFL's better when the Raiders are good anyway.
Yeah, I agree. So let's start off with our first ice cream man. Seasonal guy, job safe, as long as he got the shit.
Biting caps.
Dan Campbell, ice cream man. He gonna be in Detroit all the time. As long as he keep winning, they gonna be good, right? So
Who's next?
we kind of
Arizona?
do it in order. We ain't gotta skip, but I had to put him number one.
Yeah, you're good. Who is the first guy? It's Arizona's coach?
Yeah, man. I'd say
turn the heat down.
Yeah, I'm gonna say turn the heat down.
Because it's not like his job's in jeopardy, but yet it's kind of like no expectation, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like you're doing okay. You're not like bottom of the pack in the league, but we're not a top tier team either. So I say turn down the heat, man. Let's see, Raheem Morris, man.
I think he's in the same boat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say turn down the heat with some circumstances though, because
they just cut Kirk Cousins too. So
yeah, so if they hit on Michael Penix and they offense look like it's supposed to, then he gonna be in the full-time job category. Let's see. So then I got my boy, man. I hate to do this, but turn down the heat, man.
Yeah, it's starting to get a
little hot in here for Mr. Harbaugh, man. Because it's looking like somebody about to be the scapegoat, and it's definitely not gonna be Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
Doug
McDermott. I think he's full time.
I mean, what is it, Scott McDermott?
Yeah.
I know his name. He got a full-time job, man. They just won. They got to the AFC title game with less than they had the year before. So I think he's upgraded to a full-time job status. I think he's safe, man. I actually think Carolina's coach is in full-time job. He's not in no hot seat or nothing. I think they rebuild.
I don't think so, but I feel like it's up in the air with that freaking owner. I'm not saying he's in trouble to lose his job. I don't think he is at all, but it's just like, I don't know what to expect with freaking Tepper as the owner.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's in full-time job, man. Like he's done a good job with the messed up situation he's in. But they seem to be starting a rebuild, and they turned the corner at the end of the season. So let's see.
Zach Taylor next.
I think it's full-time job, man, because their defense was bad, but offensively they were a juggernaut all season. So I'm happy to put him in the full-time job category. Still a Super Bowl appearance, so that still holds some weight. Let's see.
Man. That's Cleveland. Shouldn't that be Stefanski?
Yeah.
I think you turning the heat down a little bit.
I think it's microwave too long, bro.
You think he's kind of on his last leg?
Yeah, I think he go, man. Depending on what they do at this quarterback position, they put all their chips in on Deshaun Watson. That's been a dud, and they just in a dud place, man.
You're about to lose Myles Garrett.
Yeah, you're about to lose Myles Garrett. It's real bad, man. But you got your boy, man. You know what? Sean Payton, Super Bowl champion. He's an ice cream man. He's an ice cream man, dog. He good, man. He good. You know he gonna be in Denver for a while. You know he gonna supply you with all the snacks you need. The quarterback good. They found a quarterback that works. Their defense is pretty good, man. So might see Colorado Saints.
Denver we Saints. Need to do one like this, but with SEC coaches.
Oh man, everybody in microwave too long. Everybody. Everybody, man.
We got
Everybody.
LaFleur.
LaFleur, full-time job, man. I like
Yep.
what he's done. They made the playoffs a couple years in a row. So I think they cool, man. You know
DeMeco's
what?
full-time.
I think D'Amico's an ice cream man.
I don't know. I don't know if he's there yet. I think I need one more year. They make the playoffs.
Okay,
If
that's
they
fair.
make the playoffs one more year, because obviously you kind of see a little bit of lack of production with Stroud. I think they make the playoffs this year. I'm in on him being ice cream man.
All right. I'll say full-time job.
He's right
Full-time
there.
job.
He's right there. I almost said the same thing.
Full-time job as an ice cream man.
Is that
Tell me.
Sean Steichen?
So
Steichen was
I'm gonna
cold.
say microwave too long, man. I think the experiment's over. I think his whole job is centered on what you can get out of Anthony Richardson.
Is this year 2 for Steichen? This is his second year?
I thought this
I
was
feel
year
like
3.
no, because he was the offensive coordinator when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last time, I think. So I think this should be year 2. Because the Eagles, that was 2 years ago.
Let me see.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Steichen's second year. I could be wrong.
Let's see. 2023. That's when he got the job.
So 2 years, the second year too. No? No.
It's year 3, bro.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so I think his job centers on what he can get out of Anthony Richardson. If it
They
ain't
got to go
nothing,
for a veteran. They got to go for a veteran quarterback to compete at this point.
the original ice cream man.
He got
Andy
all
Reid.
the ice cream.
Man, he OG. He OG of the ice cream man club. Like he good. He good, man. I think what's
Ben
that?
Johnson.
Jim Harbaugh. I think he's an ice cream man. Yeah, especially in college, he's an ice cream man because he got a damn championship. But he won a lot in the pros too, so he's an ice cream man.
Yeah, he brought the Chargers back to the freaking playoffs in year 1 too. So
I think
Sean McVay's the ice cream man, bro.
yeah, I was gonna say that too, but I was gonna say full-time job because a few years ago he was like, man, I don't know how long I want to do this. So he could be in.
But they weren't projected to do anything. Me and you thought they were gonna be freaking garbage. And they've been good. Like he can get the most out of what he has. Sean McVay's a really good coach.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Oof. Now this one's Mike McDaniel.
Dude, get out of here. Get out of here. I will talk to you later. God damn. God damn. We want to talk about nonsense, man. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play that shit.
He's one some V-Bucks, bro.
Bro, I don't no damn V-Bucks. All right. McDaniel.
I think it's getting hot, bro.
Yeah, I think it's getting hot, man. And it's not his fault, man. It's just you had this otherworldly offense and y'all couldn't do nothing with it. Now, yeah, Tua got hurt, so that changes some things. But damn, man. Even when y'all had him, it didn't look good. So yeah, we're gonna turn up the heat on McDaniels. So and then
Kevin O'Connell,
he got a full-time job. You got a full-time job, man. They made the playoffs. Obviously, signing Sam Darnold back might be a good thing. You're gonna have some questions to answer about McCarthy, but if somebody willing to take a couple picks for him, I would do it because Sam Darnold look good with them 2 receivers and Aaron Jones in the backfield. They look pretty good. So full-time job for McConnell. All right. I think it's microwave too long for Mr. Brian Daboll, man.
Good coach.
Good coach, bad GM, bad franchise, man. Nick Sirianni is an ice cream man. He an ice cream man. He's a made man. Super Bowl winning coach, man.
You got a Super Bowl in Philly, you're good.
Good for life, man. You know what? Mike Tomlin is an ice cream man. He ain't going nowhere.
But like
he gonna be in Pittsburgh serving up ice cream sandwiches for the rest of his life. He good.
Yeah, but I feel like, and I agree. But like when you got Ben coming out and saying like that he thinks like Pittsburgh needs to start adjusting, because you got people used to like how said it. It's like when we played in Pittsburgh, people went to Pittsburgh because they wanted to win. He's like, people are avoiding Pittsburgh. Like, don't even want to even have nothing to do with it. It's like I feel like they need to find their identity.
Yeah, man. He just gotta change up the menu, man. That's all. You can't serve Klondike bars, man. You gotta get some stuff that the kids like, man. So I think once he change up the menu, if he want to stay there long term, right, longer than he's been there, you gotta change up the menu,
Do
man.
you
Yeah, you want to be this hard nosed guy, but you gotta change it up.
question though? If you're in charge of making this decision, you have 4 choices. Do you keep Fields? Do you keep Russell? Do you draft a guy or do you sign a guy in free agency?
Well, shit, drafting ain't been that good for us. We ain't found shit. So I'd rather get me an established dude first.
So you're passing on the other 2 guys and trying to sign someone else in free agency.
Well, I wouldn't say pass on him. I will see what we can get out of Justin Fields, man. Russ is stuck in his ways, so he just the quarterback that he's gonna be. So you're not gonna be able to change him into what you need him to be because
I like the idea of Fields being the guy.
Yeah, I like the Fields.
And
too,
if
man.
they don't bring him back, someone else is gonna pay him. Someone's
Yeah.
gonna give him a chance.
Then we got Kyle Shanahan, man. I think it's warming up for him, man. I think
so? I think went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You think his seat's that hot after like?
Man, look, it's not just it's hot, right? It's the fact that the moves they've made.
Well, they made it IU too. Just
and
traded.
They really should have traded IU last year. Then he got hurt. Now you can't.
His trade value. His trade value is low, so you'll probably get the same compensation you got for Debo. Like you got a 5th round pick for Debo, which was insane. That's crazy. Like that's literally like realistically, you should be getting at least a 2nd for that guy. You got a 5th.
Yeah, so that's why I feel like, man, he cooked, man. He cooked right now. Because y'all done lost 2 Super Bowls and they've been his fault.
Yep.
Right? Then you fire the defensive coordinator and blame it on him. Like your game plan in the second half was straight genius and it's his fault. No, you lost that Super Bowl. You lost the Super Bowl for the Falcons too. Every time you get in the Super Bowl, your second half, whatever, just is stupid. You just go away from what worked in the first half completely. And every Super Bowl he's been in. So I think he's one of them coaches that think he's more of a genius than he really is.
That's the last name too. I mean,
yeah, man. But your daddy got him 2 in a row, actually. So
Mike Shanahan was good.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan was nice, and not to mention all of the 1,000-yard running backs he had: Alfred Morris,
Terrell Davis,
Tatum Bell, Reuben Jones,
Noshawn Moreno. What was that? I feel like they drafted him.
Did Noshawn get 1,000? Let me see. Did Noshawn Moreno get 1,000? Because he was
Travis Henry play in Denver too?
Maybe later, but I remember him with Buffalo.
Yeah.
More so than Denver. Did he get 1,000? Let me see. Hold up.
If he got 1,000, it might have been after. It might have been
after Michael. That was after. Yeah, that was after Mike Shanahan had left. That was 2013. Yeah, that was afterwards, man. But yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, Yeah, full-time job. I think he's safe. He did
Mm.
some good. You gotta figure out
Todd
that
Bowles,
quarterback. Todd Bowles is definitely
full time.
full-time job. He been doing pretty good. Baker's good, so it's good. So
Callahan's
I'm gonna
cooked.
say,
Callahan's cooked.
yeah, I'm gonna say
He's cooked, bro.
man, it's hot dog. If they start off slow at all, he
Oh, he's
they
cooked.
gonna they gonna cut bait. So Dan Quinn's a full-time job, man. Not an
Mhm.
ice cream man, but definitely full-time job, man. Full-time job. Yeah, I like Dan Quinn, man. So tell me what y'all think about this, man, in the comment section, man. Are ice cream men? Are they good, or should we move somebody? Just let us know when y'all watch the video, man. But I feel like we got it right on an ice cream man. These are people that's gonna serve you the snacks year round.
All the bomb pops and everything, bro.
Everything they gonna get you right, man. When your mama say you can't get nothing from the ice cream man gonna hook you up, right? Seasonal. He gonna do what it do, right? He ain't going nowhere. He won a championship. He good. So
I
yeah.
gotta ask you how long it took you to come up with that name as the top tier.
Uh, well, I mean, I was just chilling. I was thinking like, okay, so I could say so it started off with full-time job. That was the first tier. But I was like, that's not enough for a guy that the made men, right? So I gotta think of something good to put in that top tier. And I was like, you know what? What's better than the ice cream man? In the summertime, as
When
a
you hear that
kid,
bell going on,
you hear that jingle, man, and you already know the ice cream man is in your neighborhood about to serve you up a nice snack. So when
mhm.
I thought about it, I was like, who were the ice cream men for the NFL head coaches? And the first thing I thought about was Dan Campbell. He there in his truck every goddamn season. He gonna be there because he done won and they win it, right? Sean Payton is a made man. He got a Super Bowl. Andy Reid is a made man, ice cream man. He got a Super Bowl, bunch of them, right? Harbaugh, he winning. You know, one in college, you know, one in the pros. So I think he's an ice cream man. You know what you're gonna get, right? Sean Payton, you know what you're gonna get from him? Not Sean Payton, Sean McVay. You know what you're gonna get. And then Sirianni just got the biggest prize of the year. So he got a new ice cream truck. See that? See that? And then Sean Payton, not Sean Payton, but Mike Tomlin is like he the OG ice cream man.
It sounds like you got to think for Sean Payton.
Yeah, man, I like Sean Payton, man. I do. I like what he did, man. It took some stones to get rid of Russell Wilson, man. Took some
He did
stones
New
to
Orleans. But he did do New Orleans dirty though.
yeah, man.
He kind of did him a little dirty. He's like, I don't feel like dealing with this anymore. I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna retire. Then I'm gonna turn around. And y'all gonna have to freaking trade me to Denver.
Yeah, man, but you know, he had run his course with New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
He had run his course with New Orleans, man. He had won a Super Bowl, but they couldn't make the necessary strides to uh to make it better, man. So but that's the show, man. That's the show. We kept it under 2 hours this time, way under 2 hours. So we
That's what's
good,
up.
man. Like I said, this is our offense off season schedule. Uh, so this is our off season schedule, man. We don't want to keep y'all that long. But certain things are gonna be 2 hours, especially the draft, the mock draft, all of that. That's gonna be a long show, man. But we are good to go here. We hope y'all enjoy the show, man. But before we get up out of here, what you gotta say to the people?
Well, shout out to the 129 people watching, by the way. You guys are the reason why we're here. 3 consecutive months in the really high viewership. So shout out to y'all. We're getting a lot of returning viewers. We had out of 100%, we had over 70% of the viewers were all returning viewers. So that's trending in the right direction. We can't get there without you guys. So shout out to y'all for that. Anybody that's new, man, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, make sure to like it. It really helps with the algorithm. Make sure our videos get out to the right people at the right times. Leave comments. We love responding to comments as well. Helps get it out there as well. And if you're already subscribed, you're going to see a bell notification. Hit that. So every Sunday it'll go off so you don't miss that. If we're doing live streams, you won't miss those, or shorts as well. If you're social media, just Google search our social medias. We're across everything. We have all the major audio platforms as well. If you're into game streaming, we do at least 3 to 4 game streams a week, depending on what's going on. But definitely check out the channel, man. We're over almost 27, almost 28,000 subscribers. I think the last 3 months or so has been like over 10,000. So you guys are really flowing, going through the floodgates right now. Definitely check them out, and definitely check out the Villains Media Network, man. Check out the YouTube channel. That YouTube channel is blowing up. They've got like 500-600 subscribers in the last week or so. So it's really blowing up. Check them out. They have a show Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So even if you're not just a football guy, if you like other sports and different topics and stuff as well, check them out.
Yeah, man, couldn't have said it better myself, man. So, Cam, that's Brandon. We'll see y'all next Sunday on the Football Frame of Mind.
Peace.